Thank you for joining us on Western Mass Sports Talk. Alongside Steve Pokalsky, I'm Kevin Harrington. This week we'll be getting you up to speed on local college football, along with a look at this weekend's best games in all of sports.
All right, so to start us off, let's talk about UMass 42-26 victory versus Central Connecticut this past Saturday. Big win for UMass after coming off back-to-back road losses.
Yeah, huge win for the Minutemen, who came home to McGurk Alumni Stadium and sealed the deal. They were, put in a tough position. Their starting quarterback, Kellen Pagel, was injured at Old Dominion and had to sit this game out with a concussion. Handed the ball over to redshirt freshman Brandon Hill, who had, a very efficient game. He went 10 for 18 with 169 yards and 1 touchdown. Biggest stat is no interceptions. UMass head coach Kevin Morris really, talked about controlling the ball and getting rid of the turnover problems that have plagued the UMass Minutemen in their last 2 road losses. Safety Darren Thelen had 2 interceptions, returned 1 for an 85-yard touchdown that really put the nail in the coffin in the 4th quarter. And Jesse Joe Misty returned his second kickoff of the year for a 90-yard touchdown. UMass will head to number 8 Delaware this Saturday in a CAA showdown.
So what do you expect from the Minutemen this weekend?
I really expect the Minutemen to come out firing. It's been a long time since we've seen them play well on the road against a tough CAA opponent. What better time to really get it going? 6 games left in the season, all CAA opponents. It's their last run at the CAA. They want to win each and every one of these games, and it really has to start with transferring that momentum from a big home win on, into a road victory against a very, very formidable opponent in Delaware, who's led by, a big offensive attack. Running back Andrew Pierce rushed for 655 yards last year and 14 touchdowns. They really have to keep him in line, and at the same time, they cannot turn the ball over. Every week in the CAA is a battle. We both know that, and you cannot turn the ball over if you want to win football games in this division.
Another in Western Mass college football, Springfield College Pride lost 65-23 at Salisbury. Western New England College Golden Bears defeated Curry 37-27. Westfield State University lost a close one to Maine Maritime in double overtime, 36-34. The AIC Yellow Jackets beat St. Anselm 35-21, and Amherst College defeated Middlebury College 48-28.
Yeah, that's some good games there. Westfield State, they've been hitting the hard road. They've lost 2 games in overtime, and Winnick continues to roll. This week in the region, the number 3 and 3-0 Amherst Jeffs head to Waterville, Maine to play Colby College at 1. The 4-2 AIC Yellow Jackets travel across state lines to face the 18th ranked 5-1 University of New Hampshire Chargers in a battle between the 1st and 2nd place teams in the NE10. That game's also at 1 o'clock. 2-4 Westfield State travels across state lines as well to New London, Connecticut, where they face Coast Guard at 1:30. And the 5th-ranked Springfield College Pride put their 3-2 record on the line as they host Ithaca at 2 p.m., which is on their homecoming. And the 4th-ranked 5-1 Winnick Golden Bears travel to Cambridge to face MIT at 2 p.m. And finally, the 3-2 UMass Minutemen travel to number 8 Delaware in a 3:30 matchup that will be televised on CSN New England. Check your local listings for the channel.
Okay, now on to our next segment, College Football Cliff Notes. Quick look at what's going on in college football. Kevin?
Cliff Notes, we try and give the audience a quick briefing on the major headlines in college football, and one thing we're focused on is giving the widest array of information we can possibly give to the viewers. First Cliff Note is no major violations in Auburn. The NCAA released a statement on Wednesday saying it found no major violations in multiple investigations focused on Cam Newton and other pay-for-play allegations. Huge win for the Auburn Tigers. They, winning the national championship with an undefeated season. Last thing you want is NCAA investigators looming over your head. So that's, a big thing for them to get off their back. Also this Sunday, the first BCS rankings of college football will be released. The only positive I see coming out of that is it will actually provide some clarity as to who the best teams in college football are. If you take a look at both the polls that are out right now, the most recent coaches poll is as follows: Oklahoma number 1, LSU number 2, Alabama number 3, Wisconsin number 4, and Stanford number 5. While the most recent AP poll is as follows: LSU's number 1, Alabama's number 2, Oklahoma number 3, Wisconsin number 4, and Boise State number 5. Hey, at least they agree on Wisconsin. Other than that, they both are very, very different. So the BCS will, while not everyone will agree with it, at least it will give us some clarity as to who the computers think are the top teams in college football. And moving on to the other two cliff notes, which are local. Western Massachusetts is in fact a D3 football hotbed. 3 teams in Western Mass are ranked in the top 5 in the New England Division III football poll. Big ups to number 3 Amherst College, number 4 Western New England College, and number 5 Springfield College. Keep up the good work and keep playing hard for Western Mass. And finally, the last college football cliff note is the Colonial Clash at Gillette Stadium is next weekend. UMass heads back to Gillette to play their arch rival UNH for the last time in quite a while, and this rivalry has really turned into one of the best rivalries in college football in the Northeast. So make sure you get out there. UNH had a lot better day than UMass last year, but it was a great atmosphere, and these teams always play great games together. If you haven't gotten your tickets yet, you can get them by calling 1-866-UMass-TIX. So hope to see you out there. Steve and I will be covering the game live. So, if you see us, feel free to say hi and let us know that you're liking Western Mass Sports Talk.
Yeah, definitely looking forward to that game. All right, so let's look at the Week 7 slate for college football. What will you be watching?
Every week I do my What I'll Be Watching, which you can find on our blog, UMass Sports Talk at blogspot.blogspot.com. 12 p.m., my eyes, just as I assume everyone else's eyes, will be glued to ESPN. Michigan Wolverines versus in-state rival Michigan State Spartans. The winner really gains the inside track on the Big Ten Legends division in which both of them play. First year the Big Ten has been split into 2 divisions, and they will play a championship game. So this is actually, got the most on the line that a Michigan State game has ever had. And Michigan State has been, had the upper hand in this series. They've looking to win their 4th straight. Last year they won by shutting down quarterback Denard Robinson, intercepted him 3 times and held him to 86 yards. However, Big Blue does have the upper hand in the overall series with 67 wins, 37 losses, and 5 ties. This is going to be a good one. Right now I don't have a pick. Those will be up on the blog post. But you can rest assured that this will be a hard-fought battle. Moving on at 12 p.m., longtime conference rivals number 20 Baylor and number 21 Texas A&M meet Saturday for the 108th time in what they call the Battle of the Brazos. This really hits my what I'm watching list. For the mere fact that Gus Johnson will be calling the game. Never a dull moment when he's got the call. Moving on to 3:30, UMass versus Delaware. UMass really, struggling on the road. Can they get it together? Game will be on locally, CSN New England. Like I said, check your local listings for the channel. And Delaware holds a 13-3 lead over the Minutemen in games played in Newark. Minutemen have won 3 times, last in 2005 in Delaware. And Delaware and UMass are 2 of the 5 teams in the CAA/A10 that have won the FCS national title. So, they always really duke it out, and you can expect a good one down in Newark, Delaware. Also at 3:30, Ohio State heads to number 16 Illinois on ESPN. Ohio State has won 8 straight games at Illinois, and Illinois is looking to go to 7-0 for the first time since 1951 when, who was in office?
Truman.
Truman, good call. Another big headline about this game Illinois quarterback Nathan Shieldhouse is the 5th ranked quarterback in terms of QB rating, and haven't really heard much about him. So look for him to really anchor that offense, and he's really fun to watch. 7 o'clock, good old-fashioned SEC showdown. Florida heads to number 24 Auburn on ESPN. Florida will start freshman quarterback Jacoby Brissett. First meeting between the two teams since 2007, and each of the last 4 games has come down to the last minute. How could this miss what I'm watching? I mean, this is going to be a battle. Auburn's won 3 out of those last 4 in the last minute, and pretty much this is a must-win for Florida if they have any hopes of competing in the SEC East. Brantley, their starting quarterback at the beginning of the season, has been out with a hurt ankle, I think. So, I mean, they got a freshman quarterback against the defending national champions in their house in a must-win. Florida's really got their hands full. So make sure you check that game out. Last but not least, a good old Pac-12 showdown in Eugene, Oregon. Number 18, Arizona State heads to face the number 9 Ducks at 10:15 on ESPN. Oregon running back and leading rusher in the nation, LaMichael James, will not play in this game due to an elbow injury. Arizona State leads the all-time series with the Ducks 16-15. So if the Ducks win, they'll be exactly neck and neck. And also, if Arizona State wins this game, look for them to make some serious noise in the Pac-12 because they'll have an inside track to the Pac-12 South. This is by far the hardest game left on their schedule. And, both these two teams play great brands of football, so expect a high-intensity, high-scoring game.
Good stuff, Kevin. All right, so now it's time for our NFL Pigskin Pick'em. We'll start with our choice for the game of the week, and the Eagles versus the Redskins. Last time the Eagles came to Washington, the Redskins lost 49-28. They're having a good season this year, starting out 3-1. I'm looking for them to gain some retribution against the Eagles and really avenge that loss.
Yeah, Redskins have been playing good ball. I mean, they're running on all cylinders right now, coming off a bye week to prepare for, a conference rival is never a bad thing. Only thing that stands out to me is that the last time the Eagles lost 5 in a row was 1998. Their coach, Ray Rhodes, was fired and replaced by none other than Andy Reid. There's no way Andy Reid lets his team lose 5 in a row. I got the Eagles.
Next, we got the 49ers versus the Detroit Lions. Lions are off to an impressive start, 5-0 for the first time since 1956. Matthew Stafford, Calvin Johnson, hooking up for 9 touchdowns through 5 games. Hard team to beat. I'm going with the Lions.
Yeah, Lions are really on all highs. I mean, who would have, if someone would have told you that the Lions would be undefeated and the Niners would have 1 loss, moving into week 6 of the NFL season, you probably think they're crazy. Only thing is that I watched the Lions real closely on Monday night, and I still think they have a couple hills to climb. And I'm a huge fan of Jim Harbaugh. You know that. He's just a natural-born winner. I mean, I can't believe he comes and inherits the 49ers and that franchise, and now they're 4-1, winning 4 straight victories. And I think they really get this one done on the road. I think they hand the Lions their first loss.
Well, now let's look at another great matchup with the Carolina Panthers traveling to the Atlanta Falcons. Panthers are 1-4 this season, even though Cam Newton's throwing for 1,610 yards with 7 touchdowns. He's also rushed for 5. I think they're going to come out real hungry, more emotion than the Falcons. Panthers are winning this game.
Yeah, it's tough not to pick the Panthers because they've fallen short in so many close games. Cam Newton's playing out of his mind. I'm sure, despite his talents and his college career, no one expected him to play this well. I got to go with Atlanta for the mere reason that Matt Ryan has a great home record, coming off a tough loss against the Packers last week. I can't see him losing 2 in a row at home. Although he struggled, he's off to arguably his worst start of his pro career. Atlanta, the Falcons and Mike Smith get this done at home. I can't see them dropping 2 in a row.
Okay. Well, that's all for us here at Western Mass Sports Talk. If you want more sports talk, you can check out our blog at wmsportstalk.blogspot.com.
Or you can follow us on Twitter at WMass Sports Talk, or on Facebook at our fan page, Western Mass Sports Talk. For Steve Pokalsky and all the folks here at Amherst Media, I'm Kevin Harrington. We'll see you right here next week on Western Mass Sports Talk. Thanks for watching. Go deep.